Hi, seventh graders. Today is Thursday, May 21st. Today we are going to be continuing our unit with probability. Okay, I want you to notice there are two links here for you. Okay, the first one is to get you to the Wiser Me. So you're going to click on that link. It's going to bring you to the Wiser Me assignment, which will tell you Thursday, May 21st probability. Okay, so right here, we're going to start with a few questions. How likely is it that you will pick up a red cube from a bag containing 50 red cubes and 50 blue cubes? Okay, what I want you to do is, now remember, we're going to be looking at this as impossible, unlikely, equally likely or unlikely, likely, and certain. If you forget what that looks like, I have the screenshot here for you. Okay, so if something is equally likely, it's half and half. That would be 0.5 or 50%. Something impossible is 0 and something certain is 1. Okay, and these are kind of the in-between. So if something is unlikely, your chances of getting it are 1 out of 4 or 0.25 or 25%. Remember, this is going from fraction to decimal to percent. Okay, if something is likely, your chances of getting it are 3 out of 4 or 0.75 or 75%. So going back to the worksheet here, you are thinking of picking a red cube from a bag that contains 50 red and 50 blue. So your chances are equally likely. You should write this down on a piece of paper too, because that would be 50. Altogether, there's 100 cubes here, right? You have 50 red and you have 50 blue. So your chances of getting red would be 50 out of 100, and your chances of getting blue would be 50 out of 100. That simplifies to 1/2. How likely is it that you will randomly select a science teacher from a group of 14 science teachers? Well, if everybody is a science teacher, what are your chances of choosing a science teacher? It's pretty much certain you're going to get a science teacher. Okay, for this one, how likely is it that you will choose a consonant, okay, not a vowel, a consonant from the word Erie? So you're going to look at this word and how many consonants are there? Well, there's the letter R, but how many letters are there altogether? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's one consonant out of 5. So you should ask yourself, well, what is 1 over 5? Again, you can go back to that right here, 1 over 5. So you should turn that fraction, 1/5, into a decimal by dividing 1 divided by 5, and then that'll give you a decimal point here, and you can see where will that decimal point fit in on this number line. I'm not going to give you the answer, and you'll decide, is it going to be closer here? It's going to be, if something's impossible, it's just not going to happen, not at all. Now, we know there is a consonant in the word Erie, so it's not impossible. If something is certain, it's definitely going to happen. And we know that there are other letters in that word that are not consonants, they're a vowel, so it's not certain. So it's going to be either unlikely, equally likely, or likely. And you'll have to choose, okay? Same here, use the image below for the table. So now here you're given a table and you're going to be asked to write your answer in as a fraction with no spaces. For example, the probability of landing on a blue. So how many blues are there? There's 2. Out of how many choices do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So our chance of landing on a blue would be 2 out of 8. Do not reduce your answer into lowest terms. You're going to write it as a fraction without any spaces. So for example, landing on a 4. Well, how many 4s are there? There's 2 4s out of 8. So your chance of landing on a 4 will be 2, use the slash, and 8. Okay, and you have to consider each question. What are your chances of landing on red? So now we're looking at red, the color, not the number. And you're going to continue to fill that in. And then here we have a couple of open-ended questions. You're having a beach party this weekend, but the weather is 78% chance of being cloudy. Your mom said you still need a hat to protect you from the sun. You really hate to wear your hat, but you really get sunburned last summer and you do not want to do that again. So are you going to take the hat? Yes or no? Justify your answer, and you can use some of these words up here. unlikely, likely, certain, impossible in your answer. Okay, and then that's it for that assignment. You will, at the bottom, you'll have to turn in your work. Remember, and it's going to prompt you to make sure, are you sure everything is correct? And you're going to have to hit yes and then turn that in. The next thing I want to talk to you about is Friday. Friday, you're going to be given a quizzes on probability. You have unlimited attempts to play until you get at least 7 out of 10 or 70%. This is a graded assignment. We are not going to be having a Google Meet on Friday or office hours. I have a couple of meetings that I need to attend to, so I'm not available to you Friday morning. But I would like to wish you all a great, happy Memorial Day weekend, and we will chat again next week. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments, and I will get back to you. Thanks so much. Take care. Have a good weekend.